Hi. Excuse my scratchy, congested voice. I was just listening back to the podcast, and I don't always do this, but I'm pretty dysregulated lately. It happens when we're not feeling well, right? Excuse me. And I find myself picking apart this episode, but I'm still gonna release it because perfection is just not what I'm here for. But one thing I did want to say is I guess I was just very passionate in this episode, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh my God, who am I yelling at? So I know, I don't know. So just know that it's passion, it's excitement. I'm not yelling or criticizing, We're all in this together. It's just me passionately processing. And really, I'm taking you through my own process, and the things that I've dug through. And I think that sometimes some of the passion is just from oh my gosh, why isn't it explained this way more? A little more trauma informed, a little more just simple breakdown. But then I also listen to it. I'm like, is this simple enough? Am I explaining myself well? Oh my God, will everyone just hate me? So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I encourage you to ask questions in the reply box on Spotify or DM me or whatever. I'm here for you. Thanks for being here, listening to the Cosmic Tea on this journey with me. And if you're interested in Cosmic Kundalini, you know where to find it in the show notes. We start in a few weeks. Bye. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Cosmic Tea. I am just going to hop in. I'm talking about manifestation. I've been leaning into the conversation pretty hard because the concept of manifestation is it's fascinating. It's fun. I like it. I love it. And it's also challenging to sift through all of the information we're getting on the internet. And in a way, it can really kind of prey on our deepest insecurities. And especially if you've been through trauma or you're highly sensitive, it's going to probably stick you in this loop, right? This mindset loop. And a lot of you, my audience, you are highly sensitive. You've been through shit, and you're trying to figure out what is real, what is not. And I am just offering you my experience. And if you've been kind of following along with me, you know that Kundalini yoga and meditation is the baseline for all of my work, my channeling work, my quantum inner child's work, and how I manifest, how I approach manifestation, how I understand manifestation, how I've really, in a way, mastered, that's not the right word. I don't want to claim to be a master of anything, but really gotten down the law of allowance. I recently put on my stories a question box, give me your questions about manifestation, and I got over 70. So I went through all of them. I saved them in my notes, and I'm going to go through, combined a lot of them were similar, which of course makes sense. And so this is kind of a part one, right? So this is the basis of me just talking about manifestation, giving you some tips and tools to use to understand it better and to apply it, and also kind of going through my own process a little bit. So if you like this episode, let me know, and there are more coming. All right, so when it comes to manifestation, what we desire, it's never going to be about the thing. It's never going to be about the actual physical thing. Because when we're saying, I need this to be happy, or I need this to be free, I need this to feel better, we're stuck in that illusion of needing something external to cultivate a frequency within ourselves. And why, how else would we know? This is how we've been conditioned. But in this in this moving into the Aquarian age, this speeding up of the earth, speeding up and conjoining of timelines, like this is what's happening cosmically. We're really being asked to nail down what's actually going on. What do we actually want? What does the physical manifestation that you want represent for you in terms of frequency? So the word frequency and feelings are interchangeable when I'm talking about this. So keep that in mind and try it. So let's say I want a boyfriend. What does the boyfriend represent in terms of frequency? Meaning, what does the boyfriend represent in terms of how will it make me feel? How do I believe it will make me feel? Will it make me feel lovable, beautiful, worthy? So that's the frequency behind the physical manifestation. Feelings are the indicator of your frequency. They are the indicator of your vibration and your vibrational set point. Another example, money. What does it represent? And if we're being specific, so $10,000. If I had $10,000 in my bank account right now, what does it mean? It means, I feel safe. I feel excited, a little more excited for the future. I feel excited to maybe buy a house. I feel free because I pay off some debt. All of those feelings are the frequency behind the physical manifestation. So this is an investigation. What are you projecting onto the physical manifestation that is inherently neutral? The $10,000 is inherently neutral. The partner, inherently neutral. The car, the house, the whatever it might be that you want to manifest, the trip, the friend group, inherently neutral. So when you're thinking about what you want, the most important investigation piece is, what am I projecting onto this? What beliefs do I have about myself where I need that to feel a different way? Because that's disempowering. That's not going to get us anywhere, essentially. So another example, $100,000 for me would be like, whoa, I own a house, I can buy a new surfboard, I'm debt free. Again, these are inherently neutral experiences. What is the frequency behind them? Freedom, joy, stability. So to call that in, right, to use the law of attraction, we need to align with those frequencies without the proof. And to explain this more, it's not the law of attraction. It's not like you're in this reality and then boop, a car comes into your reality. What it actually is that you shift timelines into a reality with a different energetic patterning, with different channels open, with different synchronicities that has the physical manifestation there. And that exists parallel to you now. When you move your vibrational set point, you're shifting between these timelines billions of times a day, because it's like we're always changing vibration. Like, it's not like you're just, I'm vibrating high right now and forever. Like, it's going to always be this fluctuation. So to align with a timeline that has the physical manifestations of the frequencies you desire. To get there, you need to embody the frequencies or the feelings associated with the things that you want as if they're in your present. And we've all heard this before. So, an activity to do that I do a lot with my clients, make a column, like a list, a column. So one column is the shit you want, the amount of money, the partner, the experience, whatever it is. And on the right, boil it down to what the frequency is. Have those in the columns. And then loosen the grip on the left column. Loosen the grip on the thing. Because if you can't loosen a grip on the thing, what it's showing you is that you do not believe that you can get the thing without hyper-focusing with the finite mind, the logical mind, the physical mind on the thing. And that, my dear friend, is revealing that you don't trust yourself, your life, the divine timing of your life, that you're incapable of surrendering. And you know why we can't surrender? It's because we don't feel safe. And I imagine that most of those things on the list, when you boil it down, it comes to feeling safe, stable, joyful, That safety, that stability is like ground one, but like that base layer. So the stuff in the left column is your finite mind doing its best through all of your conditioning, your environment, society, whatever, figuring out, okay, so she wants safety. I guess this is what I've been conditioned to have, is safety. The house, the partner, whatever. So your finite mind is doing the best it can to determine what physical manifestation represents the desired frequency. But it will always be limited, because as soon as you hyper-focus on the thing, your mind is going to be like, okay, well, how am I going to get the thing? And then it's the planning, it's the control. And that's the part we need to expand around to align with the law of allowance, to shift the timeline, because we're going to, you know what I mean when your mind starts to be like, okay, how? It just does it automatically. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what the physical mind is here to do. But it's on overdrive. It is on overdrive. My OG Kundalini teacher, master of Kundalini, years ago said, 99.9% of your thinking is a waste of energy, and I believe that. Take that into consideration with this manifestation process stuff. The pathway to the physical manifestation of the desire is not meant to be figured out by the finite mind. Another column. When I say finite mind, what do I mean? I mean the logical mind. I mean the ego. I mean the physical mind. The aspect of consciousness, the aspect of your mental body functioning in the lower densities that are subject to linear time. That is your lower mind. It is your attached mind. It is a limited mind. It doesn't expand past the point of 3D. So then we come to another column, the higher self. The higher self is the aspect of your mind functioning in a higher density. So higher density. So third density is this linear time place. Higher density is where time's moving faster and faster, and eventually it just doesn't exist. It's irrelevant. The higher self is functioning when I kind of tap into okay, where is that density? I always see, fifth density. So even our higher mind is limited, but it does, honestly, but to our finite minds, it's like God. It may as well be God, okay? So the higher self, the infinite mind, the infinite self, the expanded self, the higher mind, the 40, 5D, 60, and so on, navigation of the mind. This is about moving from the finite to the infinite. This is about releasing control. This is about beginning to take action through vibration and not physical exertion. This is about trust. This is about nervous system regulation. Without a regulated nervous system, you will not embody safety. And going back to that list, boil a lot of it down, it's safety. Oh, when this person loves me, I'm safe because I'm loved. Can you imagine being safe and feeling loved in the now moment as everything is without wanting anything? That is the embodiment, and that will quantum leap you. All this talk about quantum leap is just not, it's not about getting things. But the paradox is you get things. And the reason that I love the integration of kundalini into this manifestation work is because it hits your vibration with the infinite real quick. It is a formula. It is a shortcut into the frequencies that represent what your finite mind is telling you that it wants. As mentioned, the difference between the mindset work is you're still using the finite mind. You're still using the physical mind. And why it's fine to do that to a certain extent is because it's fun. Include the mind with it. It can get us excited, right? It can get us excited. If you've been through trauma, if you have dysregulation, very quickly you're going to go down the, what if rabbit hole, or I can't, that inability to loosen up the grip and control because you do not feel safe. So with the Kundalini technology, you're strengthening the neutral mind. The neutral mind vibrates at a higher frequency than the physical mind ever will. Now, what parts of the mind are in the physical mind, or the lower density mind, the finite mind? The positive and the negative. They both have their purpose. We love them both. Thank you. But they're still going to be subject to these patternings. The neutral mind vibrates in the space of miracles, of synchronicity. Allowing in the high frequency of the neutral mind is what miraculously loosens up so much of the stuck energy, because it at the same time regulates the nervous system. Going back between positive and negative, like walking around and being like, oh my God, I'm so broke, I can't spend money. Be like, no. Money is coming to me. I'm good. And then you feel high and then you go low. That roller coaster is playing the game of duality. And it's taking that, because that negative thought holds value. It's telling you, I don't feel safe. I'm scared. And to kind of just band-aid that with positive thoughts, you're not going to get anywhere. We need to untangle the frequencies, the energy patterns. The mantras and the techniques of Kundalini take you to the next level of manifestation because it creates space around your ego. It makes the body feel safe. It is really, really common for someone to listen to the mantras and immediately start crying. And that is an energetic transmutation. It's a massive release. The surrender into Kundalini, it's like we've done probably all of the action we need to in physical reality. The universe gets it. It knows what you want. right? Like, can you accept by now that the universe knows you want a lot of money and you want a soulmate partner and you like want to have a good life at a good time? Pretty sure, like, this whole obsession with like specific manifestation and goals and monthly whatever, it is not coming from the higher self. It's most likely coming from fear, and that this is a time to be really honest with ourselves and this manifestation game. And this can all be fun. This can be a vibrational dance. Kundalini makes it more fun because you're not all dysregulated and obsessed with all these endless manifestation practices. You're hitting straight into the vibrational work. And if you trust that everything is energy and that when you change your vibrational set point, your life changes, then why wouldn't you just go straight to the source of adjusting your frequency? Feeling safe with what is, joy with what is, ecstasy in the now moment with what is. That is how you quantum leap into a timeline where the higher frequencies of your inner being, the experiences, the things, the people, the opportunities, the cash, the promotion, the salary increase, the synchronicity, the invitation, that is where you merge with that timeline. And that's why synchronicities are really big indicators of moving up the vibrational with the vibrational dance. Now, I don't look at things as low vibe, high vibe, good, bad. It's just the experience. And we can also admit to ourselves, well, I really like expansive experiences. But we're not going to like diss the contrast. This is not about never experiencing anything bad. That's not possible. But it's about throughout all that, can I feel safe and trusting? And I want to tell you that you can. And I say that because I have been through shit. And the practice has carried me through. The practice, Kundalini yoga meditation, shines a light when it's dark. And you just follow the light and trust the light. You can feel regulated, even in your darkness. The slowing down and feeling bliss in the small moments is what speeds up the manifestation of miracles. Because in the now, there is no past and there is no future. There's just the infinite. And that infinite frequency can slip in. That's a part of the law of allowance. When your nervous system is dysregulated, it is firing off things into your auric field, creating a very specific vibrational set point and patterning. And therefore, you are aligned with a matching timeline. When that shifts, you shift timelines. And it can take linear time for the physical manifestations of the new timeline to show themselves. That's where the most important things come in. Trusting, feeling safe in the now. Just knowing so deeply beyond words that you are taken care of. That you are safe. And it's this inner safety beyond anything that the finite mind can give you. And in that embodiment, that is when we experience absolute miracles. When the money shows up, the client just comes, the life partner appears in a way that you couldn't have planned. And those experiences are blissful. And I believe that they're possible for you. So I like to teach this as, do your manifestation stuff if you want to, but add in the vibrational technology and watch it shift. So this is part 1. Let me know if you have questions, please. I love getting questions. I love answering them. It helps me talk to you better. It helps me dig in where you might not understand. If you are interested in learning more about Kundalini, the doors to Cosmic Kundalini are open for another couple weeks. The instant access pre-work is my 11-day manifestation challenge, where you have 11 30-minute meditations, Kundalini guided with mantra, specifically for manifesting, and channeled messages around manifesting. So you can literally learn to do this. I want to teach you. Check that out in the show notes. It's a really intimate, beautiful, incredible group of women that are gathering, and Kundalini changed my life. It gave me my life. And I don't just say that lightly. I'm not someone to bullshit or lie. I didn't know where it would take me when I was 21, excuse me. I had no idea. But all I do is thank that young woman for following her instincts. And so if you have the nudge, if you have the pull, if you're just ready to do the vibrational work with a system that's not overwhelming, that's not a million different pieces, and to learn from me, I would love to have you. I love you. Bye.